You like my deer? Elk? I don't know what those are. So for some reason I was watching Post Malone interview. I don't know. I know almost nothing about Post Malone. I know he's a singer, and I know he has face tattoos. And I feel like he appeals to the younger generation, like the Zanny crowd. I don't know for sure. I haven't verified any of these random impressions uh, from him, but he seems like a sweet person. Watching some of his interviews. I just had the thought that I know it stays in my head, or it has been in my head, the idea that some people have it, I don't want to say easier. It's kind of hard to articulate this. Like the people who find their thing, they find their they find something to stick to in this reality. And something to be passionate about. And I don't know if I'm speaking for anybody else having this kind of idea, but it's just like the idea that it's like a denigrating thought if you know that somebody's in something that could be considered like say if they're in a banking elite family, or if they were in Hollywood, if they were making movies, um, any of these sort of preset fields where if you have the right attributes, or if you're born in the right family, then you, it's like the guardrails are set up, some tracks are set up for you, and there are expectations from family members and business partners and employers, fellow employees, and so on. And I'm just realizing that that's just an inaccurate thought. Like, think about anybody who you think sort of lowly of for whatever reason. Like Alex Jones. I'm not saying that because I think lowly of Alex Jones. I don't. I kind of like Alex Jones. But when you think of somebody like that, when I think of somebody like that, or if I think of a Hollywood star, or if I think of somebody that sacrifices people to Moloch, and there are people that do that, think of like a terrible human being. Think of a murderer or a rapist. The thought is almost it's like a dismissive thought. It's like if you see somebody who has sort of like almost played their hand, it's like you can have that initial first thought dismissive reaction just because of what you know this person has done, what circles they're in, who they associate with, or what cult they belong to. And I'm not saying this to condone that type of mental behavior. I don't think I think it's a categorizing impulse. It's not even necessarily to think bad about people. It's just like this person fits into a certain impression box category inside of my head. So then it's like if they go into that particular category, then for me, like I shelf them mentally. And maybe it's like a self-protection mechanism, so I don't have to so I don't have to think about people. But anyway, the thought I came to today was just that, like, no matter what people are doing, what are their outward circumstances, whether they have money or don't have money, have been labeled as criminals or not, anything that can box them in any way. I just realized that, like, life is just as difficult for everybody that's here, and it's just as, like, challenging to do. Life is challenging to do for everybody. I don't care what circumstances, what outer trappings you have. We all have the same internal difficulty level. Even if it's, like a Hollywood star that has way too much money. Anyway, thoughts for the evening. Peace.